Hey, hey.
Hey people, hey gamer Dan, what's up, my man?
Good, good. For those of you who don't know, this week in Japan is called Golden Week. And there's a
Nice.
good few days off. It's a big national holiday, kind of a dual-edged sword because everybody's off, which means everyone wants to do something, which means prices skyrocket. You've got to book well in advance because everybody's free and everybody wants to go do something with the family. They want to do some traveling.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of festivals, there's a lot of events going on. I personally went to a few different street food festivals, a lot of street meat, and a gyoza festival, which was nice. Just like a whole bunch of gyozas
Awesome.
and craft beers. I think I found my new favorite beer.
Nice. Man. Okay, I'm gonna swing by it at some point and then you gotta show it to me.
Oh man, it is delicious. But yeah, it's been a fun time, if busy, you know.
I tell you, I mean, yeah, it's very interesting. As far as news is concerned, I think we've had a lot of the entertaining headlines run by us the past few months, let alone weeks. But yeah, even there's peaks and troughs. There's times when there's a hot topic everyone's talking about. There's times that it seems to go down. But even now, I think there's a lot we can still talk about. Especially now in Golden Week. I got time, a bit more time at
Mm.
least. And yeah, so yeah, of course with the missus, I'm also going to be being out at some point. But for today, I want to catch what you got on the docket for us today, mate.
Yep. So I we've talked a lot about Nintendo. Those who've been watching last week, we talked about a new topic. We went on a new topic. We talked about China and how the gaming industry needs to acknowledge that China is a larger presence than we first thought, and it's going to affect us. And to that end, in my Steam Next Fest, perhaps my most favorite demo of all the demos was a game called Hack. HAAK. It's a side-scrolling Metroidvania, pixel art, beautiful game, fluid gameplay. Loved it. I bought it. It dropped, and I picked it up on sale. And it's Chinese. It's a Chinese company. I think I make mention
Interesting,
of it
man.
in the video, but I didn't. I didn't. Maybe I just removed it and edited it out of my memory because I didn't want to remember, think of it that way. I didn't want to think about supporting China, but
Yeah,
you can support
yes.
China without supporting the CCP.
Right,
Difficult,
exactly.
but it's possible. It's
That's
like
difficult, but it's
you can
possible.
help you can buy American without supporting Trump. You can
Right,
differentiate the
exactly.
two. Last week we talked a little bit about separating the art from the artist. How you is it possible to enjoy a product without endorsing some people who are affiliated with it? And I think I'd like that to be true. But we've got a really exciting topic. This is one I really want to talk about because we're not looking at what's going on now. We're looking ahead. We're going to try and look at what's been going on in the industry, specifically by Microsoft, and some of the good things they've been doing, and some of the plans they've been setting up, because they are making some very, very smart decisions. I mean, it's not hard to say that Xbox has not been doing well since the 360. They haven't really caught the market share. PlayStation
Mhm.
has had some absolute bangers, some amazing exclusives. Nintendo has gone from strength to strength after the Wii U to the Switch. They went from Wii to hitting rock bottom, people threatening to buy them, to then coming out with the Switch. And well, you know how successful that's been. But
Yeah.
Xbox really hasn't had a win, a big win since then. I mean, they came close with the Xbox One, but then they announced, oh, it had to be always online for DRM, for security purposes, in which case they crashed and burned, self-own. And they haven't really made any good decisions. I mean, people were angry with Microsoft a while back because they bought Activision Blizzard, which infuriated PlayStation because needs some of those Activision games. Call of Duty alone is a big seller. You know,
Indeed.
there are whole swaths of gamers who just play modern shooters. So walling that off, I think is kind of cruel. And people have complained that Nintendo plays in like a garden. Like they've walled themselves off into a separate garden from the industry as a whole. They haven't kept up technologically, but they haven't needed to because their games have always looked and played fantastic, despite weak technology. I mean, you look at the Wii, and then you think, oh, it plays terribly. And then you look at Mario Galaxy, and you're like, oh God, this is
That's it,
gorgeous. You
right? Is
know,
it?
who sold their firstborn son to make this happen? You know, what black
You know,
magic did you do underneath the box to pull off a game this beautiful and this engaging? You know, and then it's
I
the same with
tell
the
you
Switch.
what.
Switch is notably
Yeah,
weaker than the others.
yeah.
But you look at some of the games on it, oh, it's stunning, absolutely
And just
stunning.
stretch it out for 10 bloody
Yeah,
years. I mean, practically, yeah.
exactly. It
Completely.
is incredible. But they kind of walled themselves off into their own little garden. But PlayStation and
Yeah.
Xbox have always have had at it, which is why people continued with the argument that it's a console war. But PlayStation's
Yeah.
kind of had first billing for a while now. I think they might have gotten a little bit complacent. They haven't been making good decisions. They haven't been making smart decisions. Xbox a while back agreed to make sure that their games were multi-plat. Sorry, not multi-plat, were cross-platform. So smaller games like Rocket League and indie games could be played on Nintendo or PC or Xbox and together. Just wider pool of gamers instead of PlayStation, which were kind of holding it to themselves. Well,
Exactly.
Xbox and Microsoft has made a banger of a decision. I mean, I am excited. I am very excited for this. We're going to show a quick video from a man,
Yeah.
Jacob Weeby. He's funny. He does shorts about video game culture, some character skits, some just him ranting and raving. But he's always makes me laugh, and I like his stuff. So we're just going to show that. Straight on. Share. Okay. We're
Yeah.
going to watch this video and then we are going to talk because holy God, do we have something to talk about?
You need to
Okay,
talk.
so Steam, here's the plan. You're gonna join me, Xbox, so that players have the freedom to play both their Xbox and Steam games on one console. Now, how does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great, but why are we whispering?
Oh, because he's a little grumpy. He's not wanting to talk to anyone about this new arrangement.
I can hear you guys, okay? It's not really a secret anymore. And Steam, man, you're really messed up for stabbing me in the back like that. I gave you The Last of Us, God of War, and Spider-Man, and this is how you repay me? Whoa, PlayStation, don't forget. I'm giving you Halo, Forza, and Indiana Jones, okay? And you're gonna take it like a good boy. I can't believe this. Well, believe it and cooperate. Otherwise, me and Steam will ruin you. Do you understand?
Yes.
And Nintendo?
Yes?
We're coming for you next.
Ring it on. Okay, so Steam.
Yeah, all right. That's
So-
a good video.
It's cute. It's to the point. It's nice and but it gets the point across. The next console, arguably 2027, will be a home console, but it's basically the same thing that the Steam Deck is. It's a gaming PC optimized for home console use. So it's optimized to be used with a controller. And it's going to have access to the Xbox Game Pass, which has all of Activision Blizzard's games on them and a bunch of other new games people are excited about. And because it's a PC, it has a Windows operating system. It allows for Steam use, which means that the Steam operating system can be used on its own launcher, meaning that the entire Steam library is available to you. All of Xbox's Game Pass and Steam library. People have been talking about a Netflix for games for a decade now, for a long time, ever since video streaming became like the norm. The idea of a Netflix for games became like the holy grail. If you could provide gamers with one platform, one place to go with all the games, or at least most of the games, you would win. Full stop. You win. You win the market. Everybody's going to go there because you have all the games. There's a great quote by Yahtzee Croshaw. He says, a game console is not unlike a woman trying to have a child. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. You need good for you games dicking you to get something done. A console is nothing without something to play on it.
That's a
We
good
can't.
metaphor
So
there.
having a high quality gaming PC in my living room, just under my TV, and all my Steam games and the Xbox games, like current gen gaming PC for one price. Just buy the
Yeah.
one thing and then it's done.
If it's a nice cheap
Yes.
price, then you really win. If it's cheap, you know,
Yeah,
like
it's not gonna be cheap. It's gonna be pricey. I mean, the Steam
yeah,
Deck is quite dear, but I bought the Steam Deck a couple of years ago, and I've never looked back. I love being able to play it, and I don't. I know it's portable, but I don't take it out the house often. It's too big. It's too heavy. The battery life is too small. But I do appreciate having a device that I can play almost everything on Steam. Aside from the brand new
mm,
games, the bleeding edge, which is kind of the problem
right,
with
right, right.
PC. You know, it's one of the things that I liked about console gaming is that everything's designed for this console, so everything
Right.
functions on it. You just put it
Optimal.
in and it works. I don't have to change the settings. But
Exactly.
having everything on a Steam Deck, that almost everything worked fine. Oh, so convenient! And having that convenience with Xbox and Steam, that might be enough. That might make me seriously consider
That's it.
broaching the idea of debating a discussion about becoming an Xbox guy. I just,
Edge of the
uh,
edge.
uh, it might be enough. It honestly might be enough because between my Steam library, I've got more than enough material there to last me. Full stop. You know, I don't need
Yeah.
another, and don't need anything else. I have enough games to play. But Xbox Game Pass. Oh Lord.
Bro.
Oh,
Oh my God.
bro.
It's the thing. I hate to jump in because like, it seems that you're on a roll describing this, but
Yeah.
it sounds like if this thing is pitched to be the Netflix of games, god damn it, then that would make Nintendo and Disney Plus. You
Yeah.
say. But and you know, it's like I mean, and
No.
then wait, I mean, then you got I guess the PlayStation would be would that make PlayStation Amazon Prime?
Probably. Disney Plus is an old company with premium IP that treats its customers poorly. Considering the $80 price check recently, yeah, that sounds about right. And Amazon Prime is just another company desperately trying to make waves in the market. I mean, who the hell uses Amazon as their primary entertainment platform? Yes,
I mean, there are
they've got some bang, they've got
some
some great shows,
right.
some, but it's more like they've got the IP. It's not the platform themselves. I never liked
Exactly.
Amazon Prime. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
a pretty good analogy.
It definitely. I'd say, boy, because here's the thing. In my opinion, there's the thing about Steam. Xbox is weak enough. Now, I'm just going to be blunt here. I say, Xbox is weak enough in the East in Japan where we are, and what we've got is a brand. It's a bit like we're talking about patronage. If somebody's really fervent for one particular brand, that it seems the trick with Japan, the Japanese people not really embracing Xbox. It seems as though it's an active decision not to, but it's also not because it's not sold here as much, which makes me think again, just going on a tiny tangent.
I
Makes me
have
think about
never
what happened
seen in my.
at
I've
Xbox.
been in Japan 7 years. Well, this is my seventh year. I have
Me
never
too,
once
man.
seen an Xbox ad. I've never once. No,
Yeah.
no
So
posters, no news, no clips, nothing. It ignored. It is just gone. I have
that's
seen
funny.
mention of it in gaming magazines in Japanese,
Right.
but
Yeah. You know,
only in like, oh, talking about the landscape of the market.
as in, you know what's funny? It reminds me a bit like the tariff situation. People who are on their side of the fence want to promote things in their favor as much as possible. So Japanese game companies in have a huge stake in Japan, the Japanese market. They're not going to try and they don't want to see Microsoft come here. So they're going to make sure that you don't see it. And I got a feeling like like it's from the system before. If you want to sell something in Japan, forget it. Sometimes I don't think it's been that easy for Microsoft to try and break into it in the first place. I'm pretty sure there's some. It's not illegal. It's just there's just quite a passion for Nintendo around here. I mean, so which is the tangent I was going to go on before. Like Sonic, I'm in Okinawa, and to be honest, I didn't see Sonic in the 3 in the cinemas, and I was like, huh? And then I asked people like, like Professor Suzuka, who so unfortunately she'll be here back people at some point, but the others, but she said she hadn't seen the Sonic movie, and I was like, it just occurred to me, wait, you didn't see that bloody Sonic movie? What the hell? This is Japanese IP. Oh, right. So yeah, Nintendo's really got a monopoly, and then PlayStation really. it's the new Sega, effectively. I mean, of course, Sega's still got a presence in the arcades, but it's like, so what? I mean, like, as far as home console are concerned, you only got IP, so which is again a bit Sony and Sega, Sony, Sonic, is the link there. There's definitely the Amazon Prime of this trinity, if you will, because you've got you've got brands that have this you have these few IPs that people would love to get when they can. Like I go on Netflix with my wife and we want to watch something. Oh, it's not there. I don't want to subscribe to Amazon Prime or whatever. It's just for this one show, and we come on there for that one show, and otherwise back to Netflix for the majority. And then I don't even do Disney, but yeah, I would. But it's like, I mean, at the school I'm at, we use Disney because that's what a lot of kids movies are. But if you already got the Mario movie on Netflix, you already got Sonic movie on Netflix, you already got all these IPs that kids want on Netflix, kind of, and then of course you got YouTube. We were also saying you can watch a show on us for a price here and there. Disney. Well, fine. There's some IPs of Disney that if you want that Disney magic, you got to go to Disney Plus for. And well, long story short, all going around the neck of the woods, just describing it in different angles. Microsoft for us started by saying was it's weak in Asia. Well, fine, Japan, Mississippi, but I haven't been everywhere in Asia. And when it comes to Steam, I think that's even weaker. Now, I may be wrong, but when I say this, I want to talk about the layperson's perspective. As a gamer, yes, everybody knows Steam, true gamers. But you can at least say the word Microsoft and people know what you're talking about around here. Around anywhere in the world. So if you say Xbox, they'll know Xbox because by the time they turn on their Windows PC, there's an Xbox icon that shows up at some point. When it comes to Steam, Steam has got a presence, but if you're not looking for games, you're not going to know about it. So Nintendo I gotta say, it's the last of the old guard in that it's a game company that has made its presence felt everywhere. And it's like, until they brought the Bloody Switch 2 out, which we're not pleased with the title, you didn't need to give it the sequelization title for a platform. You just know it's Nintendo, it's a game device. That's it. You know it is. You don't call it PlayStation 2, 3, 4,
Yeah, the
Xbox,
brand
Xbox, Xbox.
Nintendo is so ubiquitous with gaming that you couldn't have it bring out anything else. The idea of the next smartphone by Nintendo, you think, what, Fisher Price? It'd be like a toy.
Exactly. That is
Um,
it. So
it's
that's it. So
it's strong. I'll give you that, and it's quite right. Maybe it is the Japanese market that has systemically kind of cut out the Microsoft or undercut them when they were trying to make headway. It's true that a lot of companies here you wouldn't expect have got quite a large market share. Like I didn't realize how prevalent Yahoo was. I mean,
ah
who the hell uses Yahoo anymore? But Yahoo is
right.
massive here in Japan because they allied themselves with not just internet browsing, but internet access on phones. So,
Yes.
you can get like data from Yahoo, and that's just a normal thing here, which feels weird, but it's true. Lots of companies have different markets in different companies in different regions. Sorry.
Mhm.
Bottom line, I think in Japan, Xbox is available, but you have to go digging. You have to go, yeah, only those in the know would know. Same as Steam. If you're not a gamer, Steam is not a well-known title here. People like, oh, don't know what it is. But
Mhm.
those who do will. But internationally, Xbox has got a much larger presence, and Steam has an absolute chokehold over the PC market. So
No
we
question.
having here in Japan, it might be difficult to make headway, but no, if they're offering a good service, unlike the old guard, which are just expecting more. And it's funny you mention the old guard because I used to refer to the old guard as the old management of Nintendo.
Right.
They were
Yamauchi.
company-minded, long-term thinkers. They were willing to take a price cut or a pay cut in order to keep the company afloat, to keep the workers happy and organized, so that they felt secure in their position. I don't feel the same way from the new guard, the new blood. I
Wow, the
think
bloody hell.
that it's like I said with Switch 2, the sequelization title. It feels like they're playing from the mainstream gaming script. They feel far more like a modern gaming platform. well-done gaming company. I don't like that. I don't like the direction it's gone in. I don't like all the nickel and diming and just
Exactly.
the
I
plat
completely agree.
the how unreliable and how plastic it feels. Like before they made decisions that were good for the customer, it was a mutual and beneficial thing. They made great games. We bought their games. We supported their games outside of them to encourage other people to buy their games. But now that gaming is the world's biggest entertainment form, now the money is so big, you don't really need to support the customers for the most part. So many companies just screw over customers and then wait because they're still selling the product we want. Like the
Long
idea
game.
of the gamer boycott is a term synonymous with failure. Like, oh yeah, you'll boycott it until the game is released, and then you'll buy the damn thing because we know you'll buy the damn thing because you want the game. You're
Yeah,
angry that we,
because
yeah.
um,
They people want the game. They want the game fair. They want the game in a fair price or at a fair, reasonable degree, but they still want it, so they're willing to pay for
exactly.
it. And
That's it.
it's an unfortunate state because it means that the one side of this relationship has all the power, and it used to be far more to and fro.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, too, I mean, oh, sorry, mate. No, bro. I was gonna say, game it then. Hello, everybody. We'll do a part two soon, or maybe I don't know about 6 minutes. Just so you know. So yeah, bloody hell. So as far as here's the thing, as far as me being respectful of the old guys, me to say, and people stalwart at Nintendo, people who put the brand's reputation held in such esteem that they do these these altruistic things that you just outlined.
Xbox are announcing
I
that
have
we
to
are
admit, oh, what's this?
increasing the prices
Oh,
of
sorry.
all.
All right, good. That's next one. Was I was gonna just gonna say that but yeah. I have to say competition is good. If Xbox are getting serious, it's still a good thing because it's like Dragon Ball, good old Dragon Ball. When there's peace and you can just watch the characters being fun and having a good time. There's no villains to take one of our main characters away through a gruesome death or something. We just enjoy the good old times. But at the same time, these are fighters, and we want some action. And next thing you know, the next villain will come up, and it's like, oh man, this person could just wreck a nice little clubhouse we have right now. Next thing you know, somebody's going to be killed for who's on our team. But hopefully they'll get pushed back. If not, then that's it. But at the same time, without the villains, or let's say the opponents, let's put it that way. I'll say good or bad. Without the opponents, without that kind of drama, you won't get to see what these people can do. I mean, that's one side. You don't get to see what the team flex if they don't have a good enough opponent. That's one thing. But also, it gets boring. I mean, on one hand, I do. I'm happy for Nintendo to just keep bringing out the good stuff, but if they get a bit too comfortable, they say, that cycle is in hard times make, maybe you've heard this one, 4 stages. Hard times make
we
strong men make, was it, yes, strong men
hard
make good
times make
times,
strong men. Strong men make
good times.
good times. Good times make weak men. Weak men make hard times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
And
a
then,
cycle. It says it's basically another version of the quote from the three kingdoms. You know the story of the
um,
China Revolution. The kingdom long divided must unite. Long united must divide. Ever it has always been. Times change,
mm,
and the
mm,
people who came before you will create the times that will come after. And yeah, I actually really like that idea. I think that if Xbox does it makes the moves and pulls off what they're doing, they're going to become far more of a presence, and they haven't been for a while. PlayStation has kind of been resting on its laurels, and Nintendo, with the success of the Switch, really thought they cornered the market. And I think because they had such a market share and such confidence, such absolute control over the market, and with the new guard being far more current minded in their
mm,
business approach, that's why we're seeing a lot of cost hikes. We're seeing a lot of expecting so much more money, and they're not alone. We're going to put a pause there, and we're going to come back
mm,
with part two. Um,
definitely.
but yes,
Yeah.
right, we'll be back in a moment. See you soon.
Peace. See some people.